Question 2. Find the values of x which satisfy the quadratic. Minus x squared plus 2x plus 4 is greater or equal to 1. The values of x are the domains. So what we need to do here is, and you can solve this graphically or algebraically. I'm going to do both. Algebraically, I have minus x squared plus 2x plus 4 greater or equal to 1. I'm going to take away 1 from both sides, so I get minus x squared plus 2x plus 4 minus 1 greater or equal to 0. Now I'm going to simplify, so I get minus x squared plus 2x plus 3 greater or equal to 0. At this point, I could either factorize, use the formula, or complete in a square. But I also would like to find the turning point, so I'm going to use complete in a square. I'm going to take out minus 1 from the first two terms. So I get minus 1, I will use a square bracket, then I get x squared minus 2x, close the square bracket, plus 3 greater or equal to 0. Now what I'm going to do is apply completing the square to the square bracket. So I get minus 1 square bracket x minus 1, because I have to have the b, so the b value will be half, and then I square it, take away the square of minus 1, take away the square of 1, which is minus 1, because square root of 1 is 1, and then close the square bracket, plus 3 greater or equal to 0. Now I need to open the square bracket, so I get minus x minus 1 squared plus 1, because minus 1 times minus 1 is 1, then plus 3 greater or equal to 0. Now I get minus x minus 1 squared plus 4 is greater or equal to 0. The y value here, plus 4 is the y value at the turning point. And I need to set x minus 1 to 0. So therefore, x minus 1 equal to 0, x equals 1. So that's the x value at the turning point. At the turning point, I have x equals 1 and y equals 4. But it's also the x equals 1 is the line of symmetry, which is also equal to the x value at the turning point. Now I need to finish solving this equation, because I need to find my roots. To find the root, I have to say minus x minus 1 squared plus 4 is greater or equal to 0. Then I will take plus 4 to the other side. I get minus x minus 1 squared is greater or equal to minus 4. Now what I need to do is multiply both sides by minus 1, which means my sign will change, inequality sign will change. So I get x minus 1 squared is less or equal to 4. Now I need to square root both sides. So I get x minus 1 will be equal to plus or minus 2, because square root of 4 is 2. Therefore, x will be equal to 1 plus or minus 2, which implies that x1 equals 1 plus 2 is 3, and the second value, x2, will be equal to 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So my roots, or the roots that we need, are x equals 3 and minus 1. But these are the roots, but then we need to apply those roots in satisfying the inequalities. Right, to satisfy the inequalities, we know that the lowest value of x is minus 1 and the highest value is 3. But we can see it graphically as well. So let's look at it graphically. That would help us in answering the question. Right, graphically, I'm going to draw the y-axis here. I'll do the x-axis here. Now the roots are minus 1, so if this is minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the root. And the intercept would be, my intercept here, or the intercept here would be plus 3. So I have to go 1, 2, 3. And the maximum value of y is going to, the range is going to be plus 4. So the turning point will be at 4. So this is 4. So that's the turning point when x is 1. This is the turning point here. This is the root, and that's the root. And it's go through 3. Those are the 4 points I need to sketch the curve. The curve, because it's a negative, because it's minus 1, a is minus 1, because a is minus, it means that the curve will have N shape. So we start from the third quadrant. This is the first quadrant, second, third, and the fourth. So we have to start from the third and come up from infinity, and from negative infinity, because that's where y value is going. And the maximum y value is 4. And then it's going to go through 3 all the way to negative infinity. So that's what the y value will look like. Don't forget to label your graph. This is y-axis. Equation of the y-axis is x equal to 0, and that's your x-axis. The equation of x-axis is y equal to 0. The maximum range is 4, and the minimum range is minus infinity. The x range domain, it includes 1 minus 1, so you have to do a filled-in value, and it includes 3 because it says equals or greater than 0. You can see the y value is positive 0 and positive up to 5 here. That's the y value. It's positive, and then it goes all the way to infinity, all the way to negative infinity. So now we can write the range for the y value, but we're not asked to write the range, we only asked to write the domain. But for the fun of it, we can do the range and domain. So the range will be, because we're looking at y now, the range will be from, so we have to, because it's coming from infinity, so we have to do that, because curly bracket, coming from infinity, curly bracket, so that's negative infinity. Oh, first of all, we have to specify the y value. So we say y, say y colon, the range we say y colon minus infinity, that's where it's coming from. You see it's coming from infinity to the left, infinity from there all the way to is less than y, which is less or equal to, let's just say equal to 4. So that includes 4, so we use a square bracket because it's including 4. Now, the range, which is what the question is asking us for, which is the domain, which is what the question is asking us for. The domain are the x value. So for domain, we do, because it's equals to 1 minus 1 as well, and 3. So we use a square bracket here. We say x colon minus 1 less or equal to x, which is less or equal to 3. And because it also involves equals 3 as well, so we use a square bracket. So basically what I'm saying is, if you fill in the circle, it's a square bracket. And if you have a 0, if you're not filling the circle, it's a curly bracket. And that's how you find your domain, which is your x values, and your range, which is your y values. You can see from your range that it is positive along, let me just use, it's positive along here. All your values are positive along here for the range. As you can see, it goes here, it's positive values of y, positive values of y, and we're including the 0. So that's why we write equal, less or equal to. So we say minus 1 is less or equal to x, less or equal to 3. And that's how we write the domain. But the range, which you're not asked for now, but you might be asking in future, the range obviously is the vertical values, and the domains are the horizontal values. Just to make sure we write that clearly. So we say minus infinity is less than y, it's less or equal to 4, and we use a square bracket here because there's equal value there.